course creation coaching world, you likely know how effective using a live webinar can be for gathering leads or launching a new digital product. A webinar is where you're going to be teaching through specific information to your audience, usually with the use of slides or talking on video. Webinars can be pre-recorded, but you can also host a live webinar, which I found to be absolutely incredible for getting more hype and excitement built up, leading to a higher number of actual signups and engagement during the webinar, which then, if I'm opening up enrollment for one of my higher ticket paid programs at the end of the webinar, usually leads to a higher conversion rate. Webinars are a great way to showcase your knowledge and for potential students to get a feel of your teaching style so they feel totally comfortable and confident if they end up enrolling in one of your paid programs. So live webinars are exactly what we're talking all about today. I'm going to show you step by step how to prep your webinar and get it set up using my favorite online tool, Kajabi. So today we're talking specifically about using live webinars to launch a course, which online courses you know I love and are one of my main top 3 forms of earning passive income. But I do have a passive income blueprint that talks about the other 2 in my top 3 and breaks down all 3 of these revenue streams that are my top earners for generating passive income. So if you're interested in learning where those other 2 revenue streams come from, then you can click on the link in the description box below to grab your free passive income blueprint and learn exactly how to build the same passive income ecosystem that I have. So to start building out our live webinar, we're going to use Kajabi. Obviously, Kajabi is one of my favorite online tools because it is literally an all-in-one resource for your business. Not only can you host both live and pre-recorded webinars, you can do pretty much everything else you need as far as hosting your entire course, offering different digital download products, using Kajabi as your email service provider to manage email campaigns, contact information, add really powerful automations, and so much more. So I definitely recommend, if you haven't tried out Kajabi yet, that you go ahead and sign up with my free trial link in the description box below. That'll let you try out Kajabi totally for free for 14 days to see if you think it's a good fit for your business. And when you use that affiliate link below to sign up, you can email me at kate@kate-hayes.com and I'll send you my free mini course all about Kajabi. It's called Kajabi Perfect, and it walks through everything you can do on Kajabi, all of the tools and features and capabilities that you'll need to get familiar with, and everything that'll be available to you so that you'll have a shortcut when you start using this amazing platform. Okay, so here I am in Kajabi. I've come over on the left under the marketing tab to where it says funnels. This is where we're going to start to build out our live webinar funnel. So we're going to click this little button up here at the top right that says new funnel. And here you'll see all of Kajabi's suggestions for different types of funnels that you can build out. So we're going to come all the way down to the bottom and click on this button that says legacy funnels, and then continue scrolling down to where it says webinar. This is one of Kajabi's older legacy funnels, but it's one that still works so well for hosting free live webinars. So I'm going to go under this one and click get started. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill out all of these prompts that it's giving me. I can name this funnel. So let's just say this is for my webinar digital product powerhouse. Then I'm going to choose the webinar type. I can choose between pre-recorded or live webinar. So of course with Kajabi, I can do either, but this video is all about how to host a live webinar. We're going to use YouTube Live, which I'll show you in a second. So we're going to select live webinar here, and then we're going to select the date and time that the webinar starts. So let's say this is going to take place on May 20th at 2 p.m. Click apply, and we can choose our time zone here. And then lastly, we're going to choose the offer we want to sell. Because remember, the point of this webinar is to teach and serve our students with some valuable education around a certain topic or subject. But at the end, we're also going to add in a pitch for our paid course to open up enrollment for students to join. So ideally, before we create this webinar funnel, we're going to have created our course offer inside of Kajabi as well. And if that's already created, we'll be able to select that offer from here. So I'm just going to select an offer I've already created. This is my digital products with Canva live launch offer. So the name of my webinar is Digital Product Powerhouse, but the course that I'm offering at the end of it is my paid product, and that's my digital products with Canva course. Now I'm going to click generate funnel, and here it's going to take a minute to generate all of the things that go into my funnel, including my webinar watch page, my follow-up emails, the registration page, connecting the offer to it. And once it's done that, it'll take you to view your entire funnel. So if you're not familiar, a funnel is just a whole set of different pages that the person who's opting into your event will walk through from beginning to end. So you can see it's generated first a registration confirmation page, this is where they will first come to register for the live webinar. Then it brings them down to your actual event within Kajabi, which is your webinar. You can see here attached to this event, it's generated 3 reminder emails and 1 follow-up email, which we'll look at in just a minute. And then after it registers them to this event, then it's going to take them to the confirmation page. So they won't see anything to do with this event. This is just showing you on the back end what Kajabi is doing with this contact, but they're going to go straight from this registration page to the confirmation page when they sign up. So this will be a little page that just says, thanks so much for signing up for the webinar, and gives them any information that they might need to know ahead of time. And then that's going to lead them to the webinar room. So this is the actual watch room where they're going to join in when it's time for the live webinar, watch you going through your teaching. And then you're going to make your pitch for your paid offer or course at the end of your webinar here in the webinar room, which is going to lead straight to your sales page. This is the actual sales page for your course or whatever offer you're presenting to them, where they can see what's included and they can choose if they want to enroll or join, purchase your product here, which if they do select to join or purchase, they're going to be led to the offer checkout page, which is where they actually complete the transaction. So this is the funnel that has been generated, but you can always add extra steps in your funnel or extra pages by coming between 2 of the steps and clicking where it says add page. Or if you don't need one of these, let's say you don't necessarily want to use this confirmation page, you want to do a different one, you can select these 3 dots and click remove to take out a page. So you can make this funnel really whatever you want. But remember, these are just templates that are placeholders until you can go in and edit. So you're going to want to click through on each of these pages. And when you click on one, it brings you into the actual page editor. You can see all the pages in your funnel still over here to the left, but see, I'm here on the registration page. So I can come in and start to edit this page just by clicking on the different sections that are already on this page. And when I click on an element or a section of the page, I can see it pulls up where I can actually edit it here on the right. So if I want to change this headline text to say something like generate passive income with digital products, I can do that. I can change all of the text here. I can select this background photo by coming down here where I see it says background image and change that out for a different one that I could upload. So I can make this whole page look exactly like what I want it to look like. And when I click on this CTA button, this is the call to action button where someone is actually going to register for the webinar. When that's selected, I'll see over here on the right, I can choose the CTA action. So what do I want to happen when someone clicks this button on my registration page? I can choose for it to open a 2-step opt-in pop-up, which we'll look at in just a minute. That's where it's going to pop up and give them an opt-in option. But I can also have it just go to a different URL, go to a different landing page, several different options here. But if I select the 2-step opt-in pop-up, I can then come here to sections just by hitting that little back arrow. And when I'm here on the main sections area, I can click on 2-step opt-in. Now here, the really important part is under form settings. I'm going to choose the form that I want them to actually fill out to register for this webinar. The form that they fill out is going to ask for whatever information I want it to. Usually I just keep it simple and just ask for name and email address, but you can edit your forms here by clicking this button. It's already generated one when it generated our whole webinar outline. So this is our digital product powerhouse form, but you can always select this and choose a different one if you've created a different form manually inside the forms area of Kajabi, but you'll want to select whichever form you want connected to this registration page. And then you'll also want to select where they go as the thank you page after they submit this form. So let's say they click reserve my spot, the pop-up comes up where they put their name and email address in the form to register, and then they're going to go to a specific confirmation or thank you page after this. So here you can select if you want a specific landing page that you've built out in Kajabi, go to a specific URL, go to the next step in the funnel, totally up to you, and you have options here for what you want to do for that. But let's preview this page and just see so far. Obviously I haven't altered it very much, but I just want to show you what the 2-step opt-in looks like. So they're going to come to your registration page and click your CTA button. This is the 2-step opt-in form that pops up. So you can edit this as well in the editor, but again, just a first name and email is usually fine for this. They're going to click submit, which will take them to whatever thank you or confirmation page you've selected. Now this is if you want to use this default layout for this page. You can always use a custom template if you've purchased a template in Kajabi's template marketplace, or if you've purchased on a third party like Etsy or Creative Market. You can get really amazing high quality templates for these types of pages as well on those different platforms. So you can always use that as well if you want to come back over to the main Kajabi page where it says website on the left and then click on landing pages. And when I'm here under landing pages, I can click up here where it says upload template and then upload from my computer, following the prompts to set up that page. And then once I have that built out as its own landing page, I can come back over to my funnel under the marketing tab, clicking on funnels, clicking into my funnel that I've been working on. And then like I showed you before, clicking to add a page and then selecting an existing landing page where I can then in the drop-down menu, find the one I just created and add that one instead of using this default registration page. So you can do it either way, whichever works best for you, but you'll want to go through and edit all of these different pages from the registration page to the confirmation page, the webinar room, the sales page, the offer checkout page. You want all of these to have all of your information be specific to your webinar and the product you're offering. And again, you can do that by either just using these ones that it generated as the default page or creating separate landing pages like we just saw with custom templates. But next, I want to show you exactly how we're going to set the webinar up. So we're going to come here to the webinar room. This is our watch room where people will actually join when it's time for the live webinar. And we're going to be using YouTube Live to stream into this watch room on Kajabi, which is what makes this so easy and free compared to paying for other webinar hosting platforms. YouTube is totally free to use and you can do this easily. You don't have to have any kind of presence on YouTube. You can literally just go create a YouTube channel for free just for the sake of being able to host webinars through it. So here on the watch room page on the right, I'm going to see where it says YouTube Live. So this is where you're going to click, and under where it says video ID, this is where you're going to enter your YouTube video ID. So this is where we're going to come off of Kajabi for a second, and we're going to come over to our streaming platform, which I recommend StreamYard. That's the one I've always used and loved and have had a great experience with. There are different ones, but StreamYard is great for not only live streaming, but you can create pre-recorded videos and do all sorts of things in here. So I do have a link for you to start StreamYard for free if you're interested in trying it out in the video description box below. And if you decide you want to continue using it on a monthly paid plan after that and get some of the upgraded features, you'll get a $10 credit automatically just by using my link in that description. But you're going to come here once you've signed up for StreamYard. And first, before you create your live stream, you're going to click on destinations here to the left. This is where you're going to add a destination. So you're going to add where you want StreamYard to actually stream to. When you click add a destination, you've got lots of options. You can stream to Facebook pages, groups, profiles, YouTube channels, Instagram Live, several different things you can choose here. But for our purposes, we're going to choose a YouTube channel. And once you've selected that, you're going to go through the prompts to connect your YouTube channel. So once you've got your destination connected, it'll show up here under the destinations tab. So I've got my YouTube channel here, and then I can come back to my home page and click to create a live stream. Now here I've got some options. I'm going to stick with studio source for this and then select my YouTube channel destination here and follow the prompts to enter in all of these fields. So I'm going to add a title. I'm going to say for this digital product powerhouse, I'm going to add my little description of the webinar here. And then under privacy, this is really important. You want to choose unlisted because you don't want your webinar to go public on your channel. That means anybody on YouTube could see it at any time, but you also don't want to go private as that's going to be too restrictive for all of your webinar attendees. You want to choose unlisted, which is going to make it not show up in the YouTube search, but you can share the link and link that YouTube Live in Kajabi and people will be able to view it through your watch room. Now, because I'm not going live with my webinar right now, I'm going to click this schedule for later option and then choose the date that I want to schedule my webinar for. So I'm going to choose May 20th at 2 p.m. And then I'm going to click to upload a thumbnail image and click apply. Now I'm just using an example image from one of my other live streams since I don't actually have my digital product powerhouse image available right now, but you're going to upload whatever thumbnail image here you want for your YouTube stream. Then you're going to click create live stream. And here you can see your scheduled live stream show up on StreamYard. So when you're actually ready to go live for your webinar, you're going to do it inside of StreamYard here by clicking enter studio. And this is what your studio will look like, where you're actually going to be able to view the chat coming in. You're going to click go live, add your screen, obviously, and all your audio. There's lots of things you can do on StreamYard as far as bringing on guests or showing your slide presentation. You can do a little bit of research to figure out exactly how to work StreamYard and what different options you might want to use for your webinar. But this is where you'll come to actually start the webinar and run it when it's live. But coming back to this home page, when you click on the three dots here next to your scheduled live stream, you can click the option that says view on YouTube. So we're going to click this, and this is going to take us over to the actual video on YouTube that is connected to this live stream. So remember, we're using YouTube sort of as a middleman to stream from StreamYard through YouTube to our Kajabi watch page. You can see here the thumbnail email and it says scheduled for May 20th. So this is the actual YouTube page. And the only reason we want to come over here is to grab our link at the top. So you're going to find the URL here at the top of your watch page, and you don't need to copy the whole thing. You just want to have this little end portion after the equal sign. So mine has a question mark, V equals, and then I want to highlight the portion after the equal sign, right click and choose copy, which then I'm going to come back over to my webinar page in Kajabi and paste that here where it says video ID. So I'm going to right click, choose paste, and then you can see it's reflecting that live stream over here in the preview to the left. I want to save this. And then of course I want to keep this show chat option selected. If I deselect that, that means people will not be able to chat during the live webinar. I want to select that so everyone can access the chat function. And then of course I want to continue building out this watch room page to make it look like I want. I can change the colors out, the text that it says. But if I click back, I can also have a buy button on this page. So if I click buy button, this is a little button that will pop up at a certain point in my webinar that says whatever I want it to say. It could say buy now, or doors are open, or enroll in the course. And then I can choose where I want that button to go. Do I want it to go to a certain URL, a landing page, a checkout page? Normally this is where you're actually going to choose the landing page that is serving as your product sales page, or just go to the next pipeline step. That's telling it to go to the next step in the funnel, which would be your sales page. So I want to show you real quick what one of my actual built out funnels looks like. This is the actual funnel that I use for my live launches for Digital Product Powerhouse. So here I've got my registration page. I've got actually 2 events here because I do 2 different times for my webinars. I've got one at 2 p.m. and one at 8 p.m. Then I've got my confirmation page. So remember, when they sign up on the registration page, they automatically get sent to this confirmation page, which then leads to the actual webinar room, and that leads to my sales page. So this is what my registration page looks like. I used a template for this, and if you're interested in purchasing a template, one of my favorite designers is called Launch in Style. I have a link in the description box below if you're interested in checking out some of their templates, but here's one of mine. So I've edited this to look like what I want it to by inputting some photos here, of course, changing the text around. And one key here is that when I have the event date for the webinar, that's over here under the event section. Now it's going to look different over here depending on what template you're using, what page you're using. But if you ever see a section that says event, this is where you can actually, from the drop-down menu, select the event that you created when you first generated that webinar funnel. So mine would be, for this one, my 2 p.m. webinar that was last September. So that way, when I select the actual correct event, it reflects that date on the registration page. Then they'll go to the confirmation page. So they've signed up. This is the confirmation page that they'll see. It says, thank you, your seat is saved. Keep an eye out for an email with all the details. Be sure to mark it on your calendar. This is just a simple and easy confirmation page. Then my webinar room looks like this. I've got my YouTube live stream connected here, my buy button here. And one thing that you can do with this buy button that's really neat is you can scroll down to where it says time reveal. You select your event. So again, the event that you created for the time of your webinar. And then under where it says offset, you can choose the amount of minutes, seconds, hours, or days that you want this button to pop up. So I've got mine set to a 30-minute offset, which means from the time that this event starts, 30 minutes after it starts, this is when the buy button pops up. So people who are watching my live webinar are not going to see this button pop up until 30 minutes in, and that's around the time I start talking about my course. So another really cool feature that you can use with this watch room. But then, of course, when they select this, it's going to lead them to the sales page for the paid course, which is my Digital Products with Canva sales page. So this is the actual sales page. They'll come here and they can see all about the course, what it includes. They can see student testimonials. So you'll want to build this out for whatever product you're wanting to offer. Again, you don't have to do this from scratch. You can use a template. There are lots of great templates available out there, but that's my sales page. And when they click enroll now on the sales page, it leads to the actual product checkout page. So those are the different pages in my funnel, but let's take a look real quick at one of these events. Remember, it generated the webinar event. So if I click over here into the event, this is where I can edit the different information for the event itself and the different actions or emails that I want it to send at different times. So here I've got emails that are automated to go out, one at the time of registration, just confirming their registration and giving them important information. I've got a reminder email that goes out 1 week before the event, 1 day before the event, 1 hour before the event. event, 15 minutes before the event, and then one that's 2 hours after the event talking about the replay. I've also set up some automations here in Kajabi. I'm a big fan of using automations to tag your contacts as they're coming in. So you can always look up how many people are registered and segment your list that way. So I have when someone registers to this event, so as soon as they fill out that registration page form, they're automatically registered. So when they do that, the automation is add this tag, DPP webinar, and I have the time, the date and time on there. So then I can look up exactly who all has this webinar, and those are the people I know that have signed up for this specific date and time. I also have an automation when someone registers for this to register them to my email welcome sequence. This welcome sequence is one I've created specifically just for my live webinar registrants. So it's a little bit different than just my normal welcome sequence for people who are just opting into my list normally, but it reminds them how they got on the list and gives them some value in the first few days after joining the list so that they get used to opening my emails, really receiving a lot of information and getting excited about the event. You can add whatever automations here you want that are tied with people registering to this event, which is what makes this so powerful. So that's the basic process for setting up and hosting your live webinar using Kajabi. But one extra note I wanted to make is that you're probably going to want to have a slide deck presentation for when you're actually teaching through your webinar. And my favorite tool to use to create these types of presentations is Canva. You can create a Canva account totally for free, do all of this for free. And I love Canva because it's super beginner friendly and easy to use. So again, you can build out a slide deck presentation from scratch, or you can use a template. That's another great thing about Canva is they have tons of different templates. This is one I actually purchased from a third-party website and uploaded as a template into Canva and then came in and edited myself. So I can click through and see all of my different slides here. And this is for one of my webinars that I teach through. So I'm making sure that all of my webinars have a lot of actual value. It's an education-based webinar around a specific topic that's truly helping my audience and teaching them something they can use. So even if they don't purchase my paid course at the end of it, they can leave this webinar thinking that that was definitely worth their time and they can have things to apply afterward. So I'm using these slides to present my teaching, but at the end of it, I'm going into talking about my course. So I might include information on what is in each module, any free bonuses that come with it. I'm showing the total value and then talking about different payment options, any discounts I'm giving, my money back guarantee. So I'm using slides at the end of this slide deck presentation to continue talking about the course and opening it up for enrollment. I'm adding student testimonials. And here at the end, I just do a slide to recap what we've talked about and make sure to mention, hey, there's a button below you can click to sign up, and that's where they can go to actually enroll on the sales page. So again, you can create this type of slide deck presentation inside of Canva totally for free, but some of these features I've used are actual pro features in Canva. They have an upgraded pro plan that'll give you access to a lot of additional features like graphics, photos, fonts, different tools and capabilities in your editing. So if you think you'd like to try out Canva Pro, I've got a free 30-day trial link in the description box below. You can try out Canva Pro and see if you think that might be worth it for your business. At the time of filming, you can sign up for just $10 a month if you choose the annual plan, which I think is totally reasonable for everything extra you get with Canva Pro. But even if you just use the free, you can set up a slide deck presentation and have it ready to go. And then when it comes time to present it for your webinar, you come up in the top right-hand corner, click present. I like to do the presenter view because this is where I can actually leave notes for myself to view as I'm presenting. But if I click present, then this gives me one window that I can see with my notes to the side, and it shows you this audience window. So this is what the audience is seeing. It doesn't show them your notes, only shows them your slides. But as you click through on your slides, they are seeing the same slide on their audience window. And this audience window is what you're actually going to be adding to StreamYard. So just to take a quick look at that, when you're over in StreamYard, you enter your studio, you're going to come down to where it says present and choose share screen. And then you're going to select the tab that you want to share on your webinar. And this is going to be the audience tab. So make sure you're not selecting your presenter window tab. You want to select the one that is your audience window. When you click share, then you'll be able to click add to stage here on this window. And this is where it's going to be added to your webinar stage. You can change the format. So if you add yourself to the camera, you can be down here in the bottom left while the audience is seeing your slides up here. And then you can always remove your slides by clicking here to remove. So that is how you create and host a live webinar totally for free with Kajabi. Make sure if you're just starting out with Kajabi that you click the link in the description box below to get that free 14-day trial. well. And email us at kate@kate-hayes.com to get your free Kajabi Perfect mini course. We'll send that right over to your inbox so you can get started learning Kajabi from front to back right away. And also don't forget that link in the description box below to grab your free passive income blueprint as well to start earning passive income today.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.